As you know, Politico did a study on this. How many registered Republicans in the White House press corps? Let me do the math. Oh, 0. That's a huge problem, don't you think?
I think I'm a registered independent myself. I think it's very important to be independent and neutral as a reporter, particularly when you're covering politics and covering the White House. I think that's extremely
I agree with you.
A company called Media Tenor research firm. 97 out of 100 stories by the CBS Evening News and the NBC Nightly News were negative towards Donald Trump in his first month. I get it if it's 65-35, it's always going to skew negative. But 97-3, that tells me that there's probably an agenda there.
Let me just ask one question here.
Sure, go
we're
ahead.
Almost out of time. I'm going to ask it to each of you. Do you think if tomorrow the graduating class of BYU, Brigham Young University, came to Washington and got jobs in the White House press corps and say, 80% of the reporters working in the briefing room were graduates of BYU, do you, Jeff, first, do you think the coverage would change in any way?
Do I think the coverage would change in any way? I have no idea how the coverage would change.
Well, of course you do. Yeah, of course it would change. You don't think?
I think that it's important for journalists who come to be part of the White House press corps or any other beat have the objective of reporting the truth, period.
Do you think, Joe, that it would change if people from a different, we call it diverse background, were brought here to Washington, not like everyone else? Do you think it would affect the coverage?
Problem is, Tucker, I don't think they'd be hired.
If that's true, it's a very sad commentary on the people who hire journalists in this country, because the idea of being a journalist is that you are independent, that you don't share your opinion. Everybody has their own bias, but if you're a journalist, you leave your bias at the door, and you don't try to persuade people, you only try to inform people. We don't crank out conservative journalists or Republican journalists. That would, if that's what you are, you're not a journalist.